Welcome to the GTP. My name is Scott, where we talk all things manga, and I recently did a video talking about the new Viz Media app that was released, and I had a few comments asking me if I could do a comparison video or talk at least about the K-Manga app. And because I love my community, ask and you shall receive. So today we're going to go over none other than the K-Manga app, or as I want to say, K-Manga, K-Problems, where we had a 51-day countdown to be excited for the app itself. Let's go ahead and get started with the app. First, by this beautiful pop-up that happens every single time we pull up the app each new day, giving us up to 62 tickets, but today we get 2 tickets. We'll go and hit close. And then, oh, another pop-up. 12 chapters free of Lovesick Ellie. Ooh. Never heard of it, but that's okay. I could read now if I want. Another lovely pop-up, followed by another pop-up. So today's premium, I get 2 tickets. We'll go hit close. And now you see this is my K-Manga app. I don't know what to say. As soon as I get on, I feel a little overwhelmed, which is making it even me feel a little overwhelmed with this video. So I have 3 free volumes. If I click one of these, more and more will pop up here. As you can see here, I have accumulated 58 coins through a few watching trailers, different advertisements, as well as we have 14 tickets. So let's go ahead and check out how this system works. So first, as you can see here, we can go ahead and scroll down. I do appreciate the ranking. So if you want to see what's trending or what's popular, I know a lot of people don't like Rent a Girlfriend, but apparently it's the number 5th best on the K-Manga app. Number 1 being Tokyo Revengers, which is a favorite of mine. But let's go ahead and dive in. Some things that are neat is first is get points. So as you see here, we can get 5 points each for reading these. So we'll go ahead and click Lovesick Ellie here. One thing is nice, if you're not really interested, you can just do click, 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 click. Like so. And oh, another pop-up. It wants to check out this red hot title. Her job is being the perfect girlfriend. Shall we read now? Well, let's click and see what happens. So we go ahead and we click. And now I'm at, I think, Rent a Girlfriend. It says page 3, but yeah. Now we can read Rent a Girlfriend. Now, the thing that bothers me a lot is you're like, well, how do I get out of this? Well, if I click the exit button, it's going to exit the website. So you actually have to scroll down, and then it pops up here where I can click back on. But if I go here, I can't see the pop-up. I wish there was something I could click on so I could get past it. Can't. Scroll down here. This pops up here, so I can go ahead and click K-Manga again. So let's talk about next the different systems we have here. We have points and we have tickets, which are 2 different things and can be a little confusing. So let me show you how that works. Is tickets are certain manga that you read cost points, and certain manga different chapters will cost tickets. So Slice of Life, Grand Blue Dreaming, I don't know, it's more of a comedy. Let's go ahead and click on that. I did not mean to click on the first one, but that's what popped up. So if I scroll down here, I don't want to buy in bulk, but as you can see here, what's neat is the first 4 chapters are free. And then this is how the ticketing system works, which this is where we talk about K-Manga, K-Problems is, hey, side love story, it says it's free, but if I click on it, it's grayed out. The reason why, it goes to purchase points, but I don't want to purchase using my points. I want to use a ticket. But the only way to use a ticket is I have to, until I actually have read on here, sorry, scrolling down, until I've read this one, click on it. Now I can read with a ticket title. So if I click that, I spent one of my 14 precious tickets on you, just remember. And now I can read the 5th chapter of Grand Blue Dreaming. But let's go back like, oh, but I want to read Scrolling. I want to do school camping for adults. Who doesn't like that? Can I click on that? No, it's grayed out. So how the ticket work is you actually have to spend a ticket to actually now go up to this next one here has the orange. So for each ticket, you have to simultaneously go up. You can't pick which one you want. I think it's interesting that these are free with the tickets, but I can actually read this right now, no problem. So that's with Grand Blue Dreaming. That gets a little confusing. And then I have 22 hours to use that ticket. Better make sure I can read that fast. But here's the next interesting part is when it comes to points. And this is where I feel majority of my problems are with the K-Manga app is the points itself. Now, if you're willing to if you want to spend money to read a chapter, then you're going to love the points. But if you don't like the idea of essentially paying up to $1 per chapter, you might not like the points very well. And I have 63, which is not even enough for me to read a new chapter here. So on Grand Blue Dreaming, one thing, as the 19th volume just came out in the US, the 20th volume, it came out in Japan, I think in April of this year. So we probably won't even get that volume till I think next year. So one thing that is neat is if you don't want to wait, you can pay digitally now for that chapter with points. Now there's different ways to get points. Oh, went to the top. I can't remember again. I gotta scroll down. Now this pops up. Click K-Manga. How to get points. Recommend checking out that video. Now, as you can see, we can click. Let's say I'll just show you. We'll get points here. Click, 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 click. Scroll all the way. And I don't know what's going on. I think oh, read next. We'll scroll here. Click K-Manga. As you see, I now have 68. Oh, we're short. And another pop-up. Today's top pick is Sweat and Soap. I have it physically. I don't want to read it now digitally. So let's exit that out. We're one away. So let's go and click this so I can show you. Click, 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 click. And more clicking to go through. I appreciate at least I can go as fast as I can. And then we'll scroll down here. This pops up, and now we have 73, so we can buy one chapter. So let's go back to our lovely Grand Blue Dreaming. Okay, now we're back at Grand Blue Dreaming here, and I can renting. Oh, that's chapter 5. Okay, so here's the next thing. If I want the latest and greatest, it is going to cost me $99, which we do not have. So only way to do that is to now purchase points. Let's go ahead and see what that system is like. 26 more points required. So as you can see here, essentially it's $1 a point, and then you can get a bonus for spending $3. So you're essentially paying $1 a chapter. And that's really going to be up to you as a subscriber to see, is that worth it? Say I'm paying $10 for a physical volume. If I'm paying $10 for a physical volume, to me personally, the only value I see in paying for it digitally in this type of service is if I don't want to wait for it to come physically, or if there is not a physical option to read that series. For me personally, I rather read physically than digitally, but I think it's important to show this app anyways. Let's go ahead and now talk about some popular series that I recommend checking out through the app. Now, one thing is KODANSHA does have a great library of titles. For example, Tokyo Revengers. I love Tokyo Revengers, and right now I'm collecting it physically and reading that series. So if this is when you've been on the fence, what's nice about this K-Manga app is I can go ahead and I can check out those chapters. Now, technically all the chapters are free, but as you see here, that's $278. To get to $278, if I scroll all the way here, that is a lot of tickets I'm gonna have to earn just to be able to get to there. I mean, I have 14 tickets, and each day I could probably maybe get 6 if I'm lucky. So that's a lot of work just to be able to read something for free. So it does bother me a little bit. Here's another K-Manga K problem, is that we say it's free, but there's some work to be done to get those tickets. Again, I do appreciate, kind of like comparing to the Viz Media app, is that the first couple chapters are free. The difference is Viz Media app, you're paying one low price of either $2.99 for the Shonen Jump or $1.99 for the Viz Media, which is separate. For $5, you have almost their entire library, and they have more that continue to be added for $5 a month. This $1 per chapter. So that, again, that's going to be up to you to see if that's worth it. Let's check out another series I recommend, and that is Blue Lock. This is a soccer manga, and there's something to be said about a series that if you didn't really care about the subject, but you now do after reading the manga. And I wasn't a big fan of soccer until I read Blue Lock. This almost has a sense of like a battle royale type of series, but instead of people dying, you're eliminated from being a part of this soccer league. So great series. I highly recommend checking out the K-Manga app. So the next series I'm going to recommend on the K-Manga app is in my top 10 favorite manga of all time, and that is Vinland Saga. This is a phenomenal series. It's a Viking historical series. There's a little bit of fantasy involved, but this takes place in the year a little over 1000, where Vikings are reigned supreme, and you follow this young boy as he loses his father, and then he tries to survive in this world, and what is it like to be a Viking. Phenomenal series. I highly recommend checking out if you've not done so already. So another series I'm going to recommend is called To Your Eternity. Now, I've only read the first 12 volumes of the series. I didn't move to the new arc, or it might be 13 volumes. But To Your Eternity is a phenomenal series that really makes you think. I have been just blown away on how well those first 12 volumes were of the series. It just really moved me. This is actually from the same author as A Silent Voice. If you like Silent Voice and you're looking for a little more of a fantasy, this is a series you're going to want to check out, and I highly recommend. And again, what's nice with the K-Manga app is I can read the first 5 chapters for free, and if I'm really into it, if I want to work hard to continue to read more, I can go ahead and I can use tickets. Or if you want, I recommend, if you're going to pay, instead of just paying the cost to get a chapter digitally, I would just pay for the physical if you can. So how can I describe the K-Manga app versus the Viz Media app? And the best way I know how to describe it, it's like two boxers entering a ring, the bell has just begun, and out of nowhere, Viz Media comes with a knockout punch with K-Manga completely on the ground. It reminded me of a time long ago in E3 where Microsoft came and they announced the successor of the Xbox 360, and originally it's going to have to constantly be online, and it was going to have no disk drive. And then here comes Sony out of the ring with a knockout punch to say, actually, our new console, the PS4, is going to have a disk drive, and you do not have to constantly be online. And then Microsoft had to go back and kind of reinvent the successor to the Xbox 360. So I feel like the same thing with the K-Manga app is there might have to be some more reinventing upon itself. I think the biggest suggestion they've had so far is switch to a subscription model, and I'm not sure if KODANSHA will ever do that. Now, if this continues to not go well, it's possible they'll switch to a subscription model, but until then, to me, it just does not seem worth it to be spending $1 per chapter where I can just get it physically. And on the few mangas I'm interested that is digital only in KODANSHA Digital Jail, I'm willing to not read it. If it ever gets released from Digital Jail, hey, I will give you my good money for it. I'm looking at you when it comes to Kasame. Now, one thing I do appreciate is that KODANSHA is taking feedback for this app on how they can improve it. And I do have some recommendations so it doesn't have as many problems. And the first being, it's just too busy. The pop-ups are, it's not good. I want to say it's driving me a little nutty. I'm not a fan of the pop-ups. Not a fan of the scrolling here. Honestly, I feel a little overwhelmed with so much coming at me for the options for here. So that would be my first suggestion, is to make it just a little more clean and not have so much here. A second suggestion is when I am going through one of the scrolling here, I would love it if I didn't have to scroll all the way down just to hit this K manga. And that might be a little nitpicky, but it took me a while to figure out. I'm like, how the heck do I get back to the home page? And then scrolling down, it finally popped up like, oh, clicked on that, got back to the home page. My next suggestion is it would be great if we went to either a one ticket system or just a point system, not to have both. The tickets and the coins was confusing, and I hope I did my best to explain with you how it worked here. See, I thought I actually could click on this, and I can't on the interface to be able to show you more of this. But it would be great if you did one or the other. And when you use the actual app itself, you'll see we have options here where I can go ahead and tap this for a reward, or there's ways that I can earn free points. For some reason, we're not able to do that on the web, but we can on the app. And when you see here, when we click on the points, let me share with you just some of my experiences with this lovely structure. So when I went ahead on Daily Point Challenge, I clicked to pick a treasure chest, and what came out was none other than one ticket. I went through a 50-second video to earn a prize of one ticket. Woohoo! But I was nice as I get to try again, and through trying again, I went and I clicked another image, 5 more points for coins, and then I got a 10 coins. And I've slowly built my way up. Now there are ways that you can earn free coins, free, in the way of having to buy products. So for an example, Manscaped, the best in men's grooming. I guess if I think it's the best in men's grooming, I could pay $50 for it and then get 5,000 coins if I was going to that way. I did not feel good about that. There's other things you can do, which is like take a survey to get some points. I got 23 points by taking a survey, which had another shocker that in the middle of that survey was another ad. So after going through that lovely 40-second ad, I was able to go through more of the survey and then finally get 23 points that allowed me to get closer to unlocking a volume. Now, one thing that also bothers me is going through those ads. Sometimes they'll pop up that the only way I can get the reward is I have to click and it opens up my app store where now it's all trails. I don't want all trails, but the only way to now get my coins is I have to go through all trails. So it pops up the app in the app store. I exit the app on the app store. Now I can click the X for reward granted, and now I have my precious coins. But do I have enough for a chapter? No, I do not. One thing you can tell is that KODANSHA spent a ton of money on marketing, promoting this app. They did a great job letting people know that their app existed. We had this giant launch party about it. They had celebrity panels from different manga artists and authors for the launch party of the app. But as they say, great marketing only makes a bad product fail faster. When you're trying to get someone to buy your products or services, they have to be able to imagine themselves using what you're offering. And to do this, you have to focus on how your product will make them feel. How will your product and your product alone change their life? And how I feel is not very good when it comes to the K Manga app. I feel overwhelmed by the different pop-ups. I don't feel good that I have to watch several advertisements to be able to get a ticket or potentially coins. I didn't feel good that I was confused even with watching the videos on what's the difference between the coins and the tickets. I don't feel good when I have to finish some sketchy website quiz to earn 23 points. Right now, great marketing is not going to fix the problems with the K Manga app. But what will is them listening to your feedback. So I would reach out to KODANSHA. I'll put links below for you. Let them know what you think about the app. Give them, don't just be fully negative. So, hey, here's some things I appreciate, such as, hey, I can check out some chapters I haven't seen before. I like that I can read the latest new chapters. I don't have to wait for the physical release. And I appreciate that you have series that are only available digitally on the K-Manga app. That's great. At the same time, here are some helpful suggestions I think that could just raise that bar. So those are my thoughts on the K-Manga app. In the comments below, I'd love to know what are your thoughts on the new K-Manga app itself. And if you'd like to see more content like this and you've not done so already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That helps others know about this wonderful community that you and I are building together. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.